Hello Scorpios, welcome to your weekly tarot reading for the week of May 18th to the 24th. Okay, so at the heart of the matter, we have the Empress in the reverse position. So a lot of you might be dealing with issues in which you are trying to figure out, where you stand in relations to other people, or even like what your areas of jurisdiction really is, okay? The Empress and the Emperor are both, the feminine and masculine rulers. And in this context, what I am seeing is she is in charge of her domain in the reverse position. It would indicate like kind of like teetering on the brink of where you stand and where you should be. Okay, it's a card of also indecision, but in this context, what I am sensing is ultimately there are good opportunities coming through. However, you really have to like look within for a little bit more of guidance. This is a feminine energy, so it's especially for female Scorpios, I do feel that you're grappling with this and trying to figure out where you stand. Okay, so if you look here, she is kind of like tiptoeing on top of a very precarious situation in the reverse position. It would indicate to me that there's a sense of uncertainty. Okay, let's pull the rest of the cards and see what you're dealing with here. What's crossing you here is the Nine of Coins. Okay, so this uncertainty is definitely brought about by financial insecurity. So you might be dealing with this situation for this week, and you might, it's a little precarious, mainly because crossing you is Nine of Coins is also like it's basically, it's a neutral energy. It's not reverse or upright. Okay, so I feel that this sense of innate instability can be brought by something in which, it's not a good or bad thing, but it is finance related. So it, depending on how you relate to money, or depending on whether you are in a place of financial abundance or financial lack, it can greatly, affect your self-esteem, affect your home situation, and affect where you want to move forward in life. Okay, so I guess like having financial lack would be restrictive to your sense of expansion is what I mean. In the past position, this is the recent past, we have the Justice card in the reverse position. So this is a major arcana card, and I do feel that innately there have been financial imbalances in your past that needs to be worked on, okay? That needs to be resolved, because this is a past situation that hasn't been dealt with, and as a result, the situation is circling around this time. So really be on top of your finances, know what you're spending, and keep a budget, and keep like just be very diligent about bookkeeping, and keeping bank statements and things like that, okay? Because I do feel this financial burden is somewhat escalating, all right? Coming into the picture is the Knight of Cups. So this is your energy here, being a water sign. The Knight of Cups can be male or female, and I'm reading this as your energy. It does indicate financial imbalance, creating emotional imbalance, okay? So this is something that needs to be worked on for this week, and have set aside money for a rainy day, and at the same time keep a tight rein on your expenditures, okay? What is crowning you here is we have the Devil in the reverse position. So the Devil upright indicates, addiction. It's indicative of being stuck, or feeling very trapped, or feeling like very you're kind of like, you don't really know a way out, you don't really know like an end in sight. But I do feel this is in a physical sense, rather than like the kind of like the Eight of Swords, in which it's more of like a mental sense, okay? So in this situation, something is not good for you, and you are still clinging on to it. In the reverse position, it indicates a process of letting go. But I do sense that if this is, your emotional attachments to money, to your status, to your financial situation, this is something that needs to be worked on. This is something that needs to be released, okay? And it can be released for this week. And if anything, it's just a good time right now to start budgeting and to go back and rework financial situations, count your assets, and see what you need to do on the financial front. Okay, it is Mercury in retrograde, so reworking something from the previous situation would be in order here. As for what's coming into the picture that you're not aware of is the Three of Swords in the reverse position. So this is actually a very good card to get in the reverse position. So the Three of Swords is traditionally, that heartbreak card in the Rider-Waite deck. In this deck, and in the reverse position in general, it does indicate, like a healing process that has taken place, okay? It's taking a lot longer than you're expecting, so I do feel that for those of you who are plunging ahead, who are dealing with like new situations, I do sense that you have to put a hold on it, okay? Because you are still in the process of healing, so don't beat yourself up over it and don't push yourself too hard, because this healing needs to take place first in order for you to manifest more positive energies into your life. So what I mean by this is, for example, for those of you who are dealing with this in a financial situation, if you're looking for a new job, for example, and you were let go of a previous job and your self-esteem hit like an all-time low, and you're getting out there without much success in terms of like callbacks or interviews, a lot of you might be willing to settle for that first job that calls you back, okay? So it's because you're operating from a place of like fear and lack, and as a result your self-esteem is very low, so you're not waiting out for the right job, you're just settling for any job, okay? And I know in the midst of it, in the midst of like dealing with financial instability, it is important to just take job offers as they come along, but be a little more discriminate, okay? And for those of you who are dealing with this situation in a relationship front, any type of interpersonal relationship, what I would say is the healing needs to start first, and the healing needs to happen. So when we are going through heartache, when we are going through like a very low point in our life, our self-esteem suffers greatly as a result of it. So it is very important to heal yourself first, so that you don't attract negative people into your life, or you don't settle for people who normally at your best you would never settle for, okay? So keep this in mind and be very discriminate. And as for the spiritual advice here, we do have the Lovers in the reverse position, okay? So once again, it's the same type of energy. Don't settle for this week. Don't settle for less. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Demand what it is that you are worth, okay? So make sure that the self-esteem issues are not affecting your assessment of your own self-worth, the assessment of what is coming into the picture, and the assessment of, like in the process of gauging out your future potential. Don't choose people based on superficial criteria, okay? Don't choose people to be with. Don't choose projects. Don't choose work partnerships or even work projects that where you don't see the long-term potential of it, okay? So be very careful. As for the external environment here, we do have the Eight of Cups, and again, it is the same type of energy is playing out in both of these cards. You have the Three of Swords. This is reverse, excuse me, and the Eight of Swords is also reverse. So both of these cards indicate like the Eight of Cups is a situation that you've invested a great deal of time and energy in, and now you have to move forward, okay? In this deck, the Eight of Cups in the upright position is very good. However, in the reverse position, I do feel there is a sense of hesitancy. There's a sense of like remorse from your end. Both of these cards are indicating the same things. So whatever this situation is that have you kind of like, I guess it's still your hang-up. So deal with it, go back to prior situations to fix it, because it is Mercury in retrograde too, and it is a good time to fix relationships from the past. And when I say fix, I would say like, get closure so that you can heal up and that you can move on and that you don't look back and wonder what ifs, okay? So it's a good time to do that actually. So as for your hopes and aspirations here, it's the Ten of Swords. So a lot of you might be harboring like a little bit of doubt, regret, and even this pain from deep within you. And the Ten of Swords, this is your hopes and fears. Your fears is that this situation can never be fixed, okay? The Eight of Swords is like the ultimate betrayal. It's like the ultimate breakdown. So basically, your fearing that nothing good will come out of it if you go back and rework certain things. And a lot of you, if you are dealing with this in the financial sense, I do feel that you are kind of like spiraling out of control, like kind of like in your mind you feel that there is no end in sight and that you don't really have a way to fix this. And in fact, it's just, this is a mental energy. The sword energies are very mental. It's not realistic. Okay, so have a more realistic approach to your finances, and at the same time look at the big picture. There is going to be help on the way, okay, is what I'm sensing here. So let's pull out the outcome. Okay, so the outcome is the Sun, a very, very positive card, okay? And like I mentioned, I sense that there is going to be help on the way. And the help is, you can get news, you can get good financial news here with this card. And even though it's crossing you, but I do feel that this is something that needs to be released, okay? So this card indicates to me like even like messengers, even financial news. Maybe you're hoping for like a loan and it finally comes through. Maybe you're looking for an opportunity, or you're working on a current work situation or on a current project, and it's been problematic since day one and you don't see an end in sight, and all of a sudden, it comes through for you. This is basically divine intervention as well. But either way, you're going to come out of this, okay? You're going to have a lot of success, okay? So just hang in there, get through this very muddled thinking. But I do feel ultimately that things in the past needs to be reworked, needs to be dealt with, so that you can have closure and the self-confidence, so that you can regain your sense of strength, okay? So you are the catalyst for new things as well, but at the same time I do feel that the energy is here to help you, okay? So make the most of this week. There are definitely a lot of things that you have to go back and redo and resolve, okay? If you're dealing with this in an external situation, what I do sense here is a sense of like karmic imbalance, okay? So the Justice card is in your recent past, and the Lovers is in the reverse position as your spiritual advice. So I would give just one advice here, and that would be if there are people in your past that have been there for you and you never gave them the credit, you never gave them that appreciation, I do feel that a word of thanks is going to the karmic imbalances are not that simple, but at the same time I do feel it is time to right the wrongs in your life, okay? And alternatively, if there are people in your life that you're still clinging on to, even though they don't really contribute to to your own growth, to the greater good, it is important to find out if these relationships or these friendships or whatever are worth hanging on to. So I do feel that you need to take the time this week and do some kind of purging in your social sphere, okay? So please take the time to do that, and I feel that you're going to have a lot of abundance for this week, okay? This is the ultimate outcome here, and it trumps everything else that you're dealing with, okay? So make good use of this time so that you are in the right frame of mind to reap the harvest, okay? So I hope you have a wonderful week, and let me know as well how this plays out for you, okay? And thanks for watching. Have a good weekend. Don't spend too much, okay? So rein in on your spending. Thanks for watching.